Have you ever felt that every path was blocked? That no logical solution remained, and your mind had completely frozen? It is precisely in that moment that you encounter a figure in your dreams or in myths, one who asks a critical question or hands you a magical object. Carl Jung called this the wise old man archetype. He is a spiritual force that emerges in the dead ends of our soul. According to Jung, this figure is not a random image. He is the personification of spirit, Tin. Tonight on Shadow Atlas, we explore why our most desperate moments invite our greatest guides and discover the secret language of this ancient inner sage. The wise old man doesn't always appear as a grandfather with a white beard. Jung noted that in dreams, this archetype could manifest as a magician, a doctor, a priest, a teacher, or even an authoritative professor. In some fairy tales, he appears as a dwarf or a guiding animal. But what distinguishes him from other figures? According to Jung, he is a compensatory mechanism that activates when we lack meaning, insight, and good advice. When we are unable to make a plan with our own conscious resources, this archetype steps in, instills determination, and points toward an exit door. Jung illustrates the function of this archetype through an Estonian folk tale. A mistreated orphan boy, terrified of returning home after losing a cow, flees into the forest. Just as he loses all hope and collapses from hunger, an old man with a gray beard appears, carrying a bottle of milk. The old man doesn't just feed the boy, he asks profound questions. Who are you? Where do you come from? Where are you going? These questions force the boy to gather his own moral and physical strength. According to Jung, this old man represents the purposeful thought that the boy's conscious mind could not yet produce. When the will is paralyzed, the wise old man appears as a form of magical endurance. Carl Jung didn't just learn this theory from books, he lived it. During his inner crisis in 1913, a figure named Philemon rose from his unconscious. Philemon was a mythical sage with bull's horns and the wings of a kingfisher. Jung would converse with Philemon as if they were walking in his garden together. The most shocking thing he learned from Philemon was psychic objectivity. Jung wrote, "Philemon taught me that there are thoughts in my mind which I do not produce, but which inhabit a life of their own." Philemon was a guru for Jung. This experience proved that the ego is not the owner of all knowledge. A sovereign other sage lives in the depths of the psyche. But we must be careful. Jung warns, like every archetype, the wise old man has a dark side. He can be both a bringer of life and a bringer of death. Like the ancient Hermes, he is skilled in both directions. In certain Siberian myths, he is known as the one-sided old man. His body is split in two, and his invisible half hunts the hero as a killer. If you misappropriate the wisdom of the guide as your own ego's achievement, you fall into psychic inflation, and the sage turns into a black magician. True wisdom is not about possessing this power, but succeeding in remaining human while shaking its hand. In conclusion, the wise old man archetype tells you, the morning is wiser than the evening. If you are at a dead end, stop and listen to those uncanny figures in your dreams, to those magical suggestions offered to you. He is the ambassador of the wholeness that you cannot reach with your will alone.